Welcome back to Talk Asia. Running a family business can be tricky, but for YTL's managing director Francis Yeoh, he's taking his responsibility as the eldest son in stride. The 50-year-old says the real pressure is making sure he's setting a good example for his siblings and that they're part of the decision-making process. Yeoh credits his early education in a preparatory school for giving him discipline and leadership skills, and his parents for teaching him the importance of unity. In the second part of my interview with Francis Yeoh, I couldn't help but ask him if he's ever thought about not working at YTL.
I'll be lying if I said I did. No, I think YTL is not my company. YTL comprises of many staff, many extended family, and comprises also a family of 10 million customers. And I always say it lightheartedly, politicians, I'm also a politician, except that I've got 10 million constituents, and they vote on their feet, and they vote 24 hours a day on my services and products. So if my train don't run on time, if my power plant has a brownout every other minute, or my water quality goes brown, I'm out of business. So I don't have 5-year luxury to be re-elected. So I think that in itself is a kind of management philosophy everybody understands. So the family is very big, including 10 million customers, 6,000 staff worldwide, and so it's not my own as such,
Tan Sri, I read that, when there was a problem in the 70s when your father almost went bankrupt, it was the staff that backed him up and
yes.
was willing to, pawn their jewelry or their gold. Is that true?
That's the fascinating thing about, I saw that. That's why I saw people as assets. My grandfather's generation had a lot of people who are loyal. And then came my father's generation, and they were relatives, some were not relatives, and they grew up with my father. There was no unions as such, I think everybody felt like a family, even though they are not blood families. But I saw that. I saw everybody pawning their jewelry just to save the company. That touched me. And for me, that's why I wanted to float the company in future, give staff options. I hope people can feel the same, that they own a part of the company. Now it's harder to make people think because the world is moving so fast. People have so much choice and so much wants instantly.
You told me about how your father insisted that you go through tertiary education. Yeah. Was that really the secret to your development as a business person?
Oh, yes.
Would you say?
I think the university life and engineering skills arms you a bit more with confidence and a different way of thinking. Your perspectives, you're suddenly, you're much broader. You look at the world. And those days we don't have internet and research and all that, so you work very hard in wanting to be different in construction skills. So, in fact, when I came back with all my engineers, we pioneered many systems of construction. We won a lot of awards for technology, innovations in technology. We had to be different. We were building buildings, high-rise buildings. Most of the buildings in the city were built by us. So high-rise buildings were our cup of tea when it was the trend. And we could beat the Japanese at that time, the Japanese behemoths that built buildings. And they came to our site and watched us build. How could we be building 7 days of floor when an average average floor was built at 21 days by them? It was very simple. It was very simple. We employed a technology that could allow us to work 24 hours a day. It was called slip forming. Slip forming means the concrete goes up 1 hour, 1 feet every hour, and we could work 24 hours a day. In developed countries, you are not allowed to. At 6 o'clock, it's shut down. Residents complain, etc. So, early technologies that allow hard work, ready-mix concrete, we were all working 24 hours a day. I suppose that's our strength. We never know what hard work is. It is our way of life. We were brought up that way.
Tan Sri, you're quite the family man. Where did this come from? Was it from the upbringing? Was it from the religion?
I think it's both. It's both. I suppose from a family point of view, I was very practical I love my children a lot, and I love my wife a lot. And I suppose the only way as an engineer could do it was to calculate the percentage of time I would spend with my children and my wife. And I did it very cleverly. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, dinner with my wife, for sure. So that makes about 50%. And then 3 weeks in summer, 3 weeks in winter, you know, with them again. So all you know is just below 50%, but I see my children growing up. That's the most important thing.
Have you raised them the way you were raised?
Maybe tougher because they don't go to the construction site as much as I do. The situation doesn't warrant that now. Their businesses and the nature of businesses are quite different. But they must be IT literate, and they must be skilled in engineering, relevant skills, and they must have double degrees, a master's or a PhD.
You sound like a pretty demanding father to me.
Not as demanding as my grandfather and my father to me. You know, it's the same. It's all God averse. I think it's a case of he, of course, my eldest son is primogeniture again. He's leading 27 generation of boys and girls. But I think he'll do well. And the rest of my nephews and nieces are very smart as well. Some of them are in Harrow, and I'm sure some will go to Oxford and Cambridge and all that. So the next generation will be quite well prepared and armed.